From News Channel 15, you're watching News Channel 15 Tonight with Eli Grimes. This is News Channel 15 Tonight.
Hi, good evening and welcome into News Channel 15. I'm Eli Grimes. Let's take a look at tonight's news. A 3.5 magnitude earthquake was recorded early this morning in southern Illinois. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the quake occurred at approximately 2:05 a.m. Central Time. The epicenter was located southeast of Calhoun and about 3.7 miles northeast of West Salem at a depth of some nearly 12 miles. Residents across the region reported feeling the earthquake, with many taking to social media describing a loud boom, sudden jolt, or several seconds of shaking that awoke them during the night. Reports also indicate people feeling the quake in Centralia, Evansville, and Knox County, Indiana. Southern Illinois is influenced by both the New Madrid seismic zone and the Wabash Valley seismic zone, areas known for periodic earthquake activity. While most quakes in the region are relatively minor, they are often felt over a wide area. No injuries or significant damage have been reported. The U.S. Geological Survey encourages anyone who felt the earthquake to submit a "Did you feel it?" report to help researchers better understand the event and its effects across the region. In other news, Attila Caldwell, age 40 of Fairfield, pled guilty on Thursday in Wayne County Circuit Court to unlawful possession of meth. As part of a plea agreement, Caldwell was sentenced to 24 months probation in order to pay court costs. 2 additional counts in that case were dismissed under that agreement. A Metropolis man with prior Edwards County sex offense convictions is facing a new felony charge for allegedly failing to comply with Illinois sex offender registry requirements. According to court records, 68-year-old Russell L. Williams has been charged with failing to report a new address within 3 days as required under Illinois law. Williams was previously convicted in Edwards County of aggravated criminal sexual assault and predatory criminal sexual assault of a victim under the age of 15. Court records indicate he was 46 years old at the time of those offenses. The new charge was filed last week in Edwards County Circuit Court. Williams is scheduled to make his first court appearance on July 27th. Tips from concerned citizens led to conviction and prison sentence for a local drug dealer. An Evansville woman has been sentenced to 2 decades in prison for drug dealing charges in Posey County. 44-year-old Lori Ann Reynolds appeared before Judge Craig Gotti on June 24th in the Posey County Circuit Court, where she was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Reynolds was previously found guilty of dealing in meth, and possession of paraphernalia. At trial, the court heard evidence from law enforcement investigators with the Mount Vernon Police Department, Posey County Sheriff's Office, and the Posey County Drug Task Force. Court records show that on October 16th of last year, officers with the Mount Vernon Police Department responded to a report from a concerned citizen that a female at a local gas station was behaving erratically and appeared impaired. Upon arriving on the scene, officers identified the individual as Reynolds. During the investigation, Posey County Sheriff's Office K-9 Bosco conducted a free air sniff around Reynolds' vehicle, which resulted in a positive alert for the presence of illegal drugs. While officers searched the vehicle, they found more than 130 grams of methamphetamine, as well as a handgun. Reynolds was convicted and sentenced for possessing such a large amount of meth with the intent to deliver the illegal substance. According to Indiana law, she faced a range of 10 to 30 years in prison. Posey County Prosecutor Thomas Clowers praised the combined efforts of law enforcement and community members. Starting on Friday before 2 p.m., Carmi police conducted a traffic stop on 28-year-old Zachary Vaught. WRUL reports Vaught was arrested for operating a motor vehicle with suspended registration and driving while license revoked. He was also cited for operating an uninsured motor vehicle. He was later released from the White County Jail and will have his first court appearance for the charges on July 28th. Later that night, police arrested 2 individuals on Commerce Street. 36-year-old Jessica Bell was arrested for driving while license suspended and possession of a controlled substance. She was also cited for operating a motor vehicle with suspended registration and no insurance. The passenger, 40-year-old Daryl Bell, was also arrested for possession of cannabis in a motor vehicle by a passenger. Daryl Bell was released and issued a notice to appear citation. Jessica, however, remained behind bars until she sees a judge today. Moving on to Saturday, just before 1 a.m., Carmi police arrested 2 men at the Huck's parking lot. Marion resident Alex Riddle was arrested for possession of cannabis in a motor vehicle by driver. The passenger, Gustavo Medina, was cited for illegal transportation of alcohol by a passenger. Both men were issued a notice to appear and given a court date of July 28th. Carmi police also responded to a call from a residence on Cherry Street regarding a juvenile being battered. After the police ended their investigation, Anthony Hogue was arrested for aggravated battery. Hogue was transported to the White County Jail, where he was being held to see a judge. The last arrest over the weekend involved another domestic call, this time from a residence on Oak Street. Police placed 38-year-old Alex Ricketts under arrest for domestic battery, intimidation, threatening a public official, reckless conduct, and assault. Ricketts spent the rest of the weekend behind bars until he goes in front of a judge. A 19-year-old was arrested last Thursday night after Carmi police responded to a car crash on Paint Creek Lane. After police investigated the crash, they determined that Trenton Belford was intoxicated. He was placed under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol. 36-year-old Sarah Brewster was arrested during a traffic stop just before 9 p.m. last Thursday. Brewster was issued a notice to appear citation for driving while license revoked. She will go before a judge for the charge on July 28th at 9 a.m. Meanwhile, the city of Albion has announced that it will begin oiling and chipping alleyways and select roadways starting today. City officials are urging residents to be cautious and watch for fresh oil on certain area streets throughout the project. The maintenance work is a part of Albion's ongoing efforts to improve local infrastructure and extend the lifespan of its roads. Residents are advised to avoid driving or walking on freshly treated surfaces whenever possible to prevent damage to vehicles and footwear. The city of St. Francisville has also informed WAKO that the Wabash Cannonball Bridge will be closed for 1 week in the month of July. City officials say that the structure will be closed to vehicular traffic from Monday, July 13th through Friday the 17th for construction work. The City Council this month voted to contract with a firm based in West Salem to replace the boards and perform other repairs on the antiquated bridge. During this time, the bridge will be completely closed day and night to allow the work to be done. Travelers will need to find an alternate route. That does it for your news today, and up next will be your forecast, and I'll be back to talk sports. Stay with us.
Baseball season is all about preparation, teamwork, and making the right call at the right time. It's the same for your business. At the First National Bank, we give you the advantage with business loans tailored to your needs. These include lines of credit, equipment loans, commercial real estate financing, and oil production loans. Visit any of our locations to learn more. Because when your business wins, our whole community wins.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a Jeep Wrangler for only $336 a month, or a new Ram 1500 with 0% financing and over $12,000 off. See them all at SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com. Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a new Jeep Compass for $365 a month, or get a 2026 Dodge Durango with 0% financing. Come see us today and visit SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Welcome back. Let's talk your weather forecast as we start your radar in motion around 8 o'clock this morning. Nothing to speak of, and that's going to remain the story for most of this week until we get to about Thursday, and even then a sparse of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. But the temperature and the heat has arrived. 93 the high today, 74 the low. No rain in the last 24 hours, and again, that will be the case for most of this week. Nowhere near the record high of 108 degrees for today, the 29th, but it is going to be hot in the next few days. Putting your forecast map in motion again, clear conditions, just cloud coverage moving in and out of the region. Some showers up there to our northwest up in Iowa, but again, nothing really expected our way for the entire week until around Thursday. So moving into the past 14 days of precipitation, I thought it would just be good to indicate just how much rain this region received. Kentucky and southern Indiana really getting the brunt of that, but southern Illinois and central Illinois in that 6 to 9 inch range of precipitation. We got a lot of rain in the past 2 weeks, so good to keep an eye on. We are in a bit of a flood warning throughout our region, so this is the culprit there for those flood warnings, and we are also in an extreme heat warning, which we'll get into in just a minute. Lows tonight into Tuesday morning, 74, mostly going to be in that low to mid 70 range for the entire week. 94, 95, as well as 96 tomorrow. Going to be hot down in McLeansboro and Carmi, as well as the entire region. Wednesday morning, mostly in the low 70s, 73 down in Carmi, as well as Mount Carmel. On Wednesday, your high is going to top out around 97 degrees and heat indexes as high as 108 degrees. So avoid anything outside work-wise if you can. Mostly clear conditions tonight, a low of 74. And moving into your extended forecast for this week, your hot spot is there on Thursday, 96 degrees, and the heat index again, as well as the humidity, will make things feel a lot warmer outside. Nothing expected to calm down until around Sunday, and even then, still in the 90s, and your lows mostly in the low to mid 70s. So again, we are in an extreme heat warning, so avoid strenuous conditions if you can. It's going to be warm for the next week or so. That's your forecast. Sports is next.
You need to be mindful that when you're out, maybe doing a little tree pruning or shaping, or kids climbing in the tree, building tree houses, whatever, look up, make sure there's no power lines in or near the area. And even after the storm, or after a wind event or something like that, where a limb may be falling down or hanging in the tree, make sure to look and there's no utility lines near that. And if there is, call us. We'll come take care of it. We'll get that down. We'll get things cleared up.
Hi, I'm Tony. I graduated Wabash Valley College at Mount Carmel, and it was the best decision ever. It gave me the opportunity to go on the air almost immediately. Within about a week of starting the broadcasting program at Wabash Valley College, I was DJ on 89.1 WVJC, and that on-air experience was invaluable to my future career and hiring potential.
Welcome back. Let's talk MLB scores from over the weekend. The Chicago Cubs stole a series from the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers this weekend, winning 4-3 on Sunday. The St. Louis Cardinals, meanwhile, beat the Marlins 2-1, and the Cincinnati Reds fell to the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-4. The Brewers still hold the division lead in the NL Central at 50-31, but Chicago has somewhat narrowed that gap to 5.5 games at 46-31. That does it for sports and your newscast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. From myself, Eli Grimes, as well as everyone here at News Channel 15, have a great night.
As a faculty member, Wabash Valley College was the best decision ever. I have always been excited to return back to Wabash Valley as an employee to inspire students the way I was inspired when I went to school here. And what I love is the sense of community that I have with my coworkers and being able to provide that to our students.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Hogeiger. Wabash Valley College is the best decision. I started out as a student here and ended up being a faculty with instructors that were mentors for me, that encouraged me to go ahead and get my bachelor's and my master's degree as a non-traditional student, I want that. Then I came back and mentors actually said to come out here a while back and adjunct for us. And so I did, and that's how I started and becoming a full-time faculty member in 2020.
I chose Wabash Valley College because I didn't really know what I wanted to do right after high school, and today I can say it was the best decision that I could have made. When I was here, I had the chance to join different clubs and to take a couple different classes, and I really expanded on my interests. In my classes, I learned what I liked and I learned what I didn't like. So I did get to meet new friends. I joined a bunch of clubs, practiced some leadership skills, and kind of gradually grew into adulthood here, and so I'm very grateful for that. My name is Jonathan Leach. I graduated in 2013 from Wabash Valley College, and that's why this was the best decision for me.